Very good morning, dear friends. Earlier programs we have discussed about the banker's definition and then the banker's rights, the right of lien, banker's duties. In today's session, we will now go to the other side, that is the customer. The customer is the most important person of the banking system, as Mahatma Gandhi himself has said so. In fact, the words of the father of nation on the customer's importance clearly speaks about the consumerism. And in the light of the Consumer Protection Act and then the consumerism, its promotion in India, and which has become a global phenomenon rather, you can say that his words are prophetic and it has got salutary application in the business in general and banking system in particular, which is our subject now for discussion. Friends, now in this particular programs, in continuation, we'll be dealing with the definition of customer and then his rights and then the different kinds of accounts a customer can maintain and then so on and so forth. So these are all the subjects which would be of importance in the examination point of view also. Preliminarily today I will deal with, in this particular program, the definition of a customer of a bank. The definition of the customer of a bank. So as I told you, a person who carries the business of banking is called the banker. And there is no definition of customer given in the statute, either the Banking Regulation Act or the RBI Act or so. But the reference has been given to the customer and customer accounts. So what we had to do is, we had to take in that event, when the statute does not define, then we had to go to the other related statutes and then any other related judicial pronouncements and the dictionary meaning. And accordingly we had to go to the generic sense meaning also in the general connotation, which is supported by the dictionary or of course the judicial precedents thereon. So basically in the general meaning, in the colloquial language, a customer is concerned is to be viewed as a person availing the services of a banker, by operating accounts with the banker or an account. The nature of relationship between the banker and a customer is basically contractual. It is not statutory. It's contractual. This particular aspect of the nature of relationship between a customer and the banker, that is contractual, was analyzed in the famous English judgment of the King's Bench in Joachimson versus Swiss Bank Corporation. Joachimson. Joachimson versus Swiss Bank Corporation. This was reported in 1921. 3 King's Bench, page 110. 1921, 3 King's Bench, page 110. You go to internet, you will get it, or go try referring Chorley cases on banking. You will get it, the entire text and then the particular definition given by the learned judges thereon, and the facts of the cases also. Now coming to the Indian law, the term customer was well analyzed by the Kerala High Court in the Central Bank of India versus Gopinath Nair, reported in All India Reporter, AIR, 1970, Kerala, 74. In fact, in some of the High Court judgments, when you go through, you will find a reference to earlier Supreme Court judgments also. That is how you will get a series of judgments, and then that will be handy for you. Now the Kerala High Court in this case held that The word customer is not defined in the Negotiable Instruments Act, but broadly speaking, a customer is a person who has the habit of resorting to the same place or person to do the business. It is a generic meaning. So far as banking transactions are concerned, I am reading in verbatim, quote unquote. So far as banking transactions are concerned, a customer is a person whose money has been accepted on the footing that the banker will honor up to the amount standing to his credit, irrespective of his connection being of short or long standing. Unquote. That means the customer opens an account holding 500 rupees. Whether its standing, his relationship is shorter or longer is immaterial, as long as there is a balance or there is an arrangement of overdraft or a loan, whatever has been there, the account is in fact is available for withdrawals. The amount has to be permitted to be withdrawn, subject to, of course, the rules and regulations pertaining to the withdrawals. In fact, this particular definition was drawn from the English statutes. But in the Indian context, in the modern banking system, the authenticity of the definition of a customer is more found elaborately in the KYC policy of the Reserve Bank of India. What is KYC? Know Your Customer Policy. This was designed by the Reserve Bank of India and notified also. In this connection, a customer is defined under this KYC policy of RBI that a customer is a person or entity, so natural individual or otherwise, that maintains an account and or has a business relationship with the bank. Second point, and a customer is one on whose behalf the account is maintained. That could be the beneficial owner also, like minors. Guardians maintain. The reference is given to Government of India notification dated 12th February 2010. Then friends, Rule 9, Sub-Rule 1, capital A of PMLA rules. The beneficial owner is defined as the natural person who ultimately owns or controls a client and or the person on whose behalf a transaction is being conducted, and includes a person who exercise ultimate effective control over a juridical person. So with this background, we have to further see under the KYC rules who the customer is, and the customer is further taken as a person. A customer is a beneficiary of transactions conducted by professional intermediaries, such as stockbrokers, chartered accountants, solicitors, etc., as permitted under the law. And further, a customer could be any person or entity connected with a financial transaction which can pose significant reputational or other risk to the bank. For example, friends, a wire transfer, that is a telegram transfer, or issue of a high-value demand draft as a single transaction. Today there is no wire. That is, telegrams are dispensed with. However, internet banking has come. Emails have come. Messages, SMS. All these things can be considered in the electronic media with the advent of the IT Act, Information Technology Act. So you can't ignore this legislation for banking or any commercial transactions, e-commerce, any subject relating to law, all this. Invariably you have to, in fact, acquaint yourself with the basic principles of the Indian Contract Act as well as the Information Technology Act. Then further, we go further with the explanation as to customer. I draw your attention to section 45Z. 45Z of the Banking Regulation Act 1949, where the term customer is taken as one which includes a government department and also a corporation incorporated by or under any law. That means a government department, government itself can be a customer to a bank. Obviously, It is not only in treasuries, now the government functions. Government functions through banks also. It is pertinent to note here that a customer must fulfill the requirements of the banks as well as the KYC norms to join as a customer. And then the institutions like the corporates, companies, firms, trusts, like ones, the minors must have proper authority to open an account. And then sometimes a bank itself will become the customer of another bank. As for example, if a bank has a drawing account with another bank, then it is not a member of the clearing house engaging the other bank to clear its checks. The non-clearing bank is, in every sense of the word, is the customer of the clearing bank. Of course, with the latest technology and then internet banking and then various other systems, IT Act, the situation is slightly changing. However, it is not totally changed. So a bank can be a customer of another bank also. So friends, with this background, in fact, I draw your attention to these particular provisions of law and the case law also, and then the general dictionary meaning. And with this particular background, please study and further add up anything you want and analyze the definition of a customer, and then accordingly mold an answer in the event a question comes with regard to the definition of a customer in your examination. We are moving fast with our subject matters, and then the banking subject with our, Unit 2 is fast getting completed. And then further we will be dealing with various aspects in banking like the customers' types of accounts and the rights of customers. Needless to say, the duties follow thereon, duties and customers and the liabilities thereon. And then followed by the various transactions which would take place in the banking system. And then with all that, we'll conclude the banking, and then we'll go to the law pertaining to the negotiable instruments, because both will go together. Without NI, there is no banking. Without banking, there is no NI. That is how both are complementary to each other and they're interrelated to each other. So that aspect we'll have to see. That's the reason why I started off the banking first, in order to make you understand the concept and then the functioning. With regard to the operations, it is a Negotiable Instrument Act, the Negotiable Instruments Act, which would be operational and which is handy, without which the banking system cannot function. In our next program, I will elaborately deal with different kinds of customers and what are they. Then slowly we will go ahead with other aspects of this banker and customer relationship. Thank you very much, dear friends. Goodbye and have a nice day. Bye-bye.